Hey guys, it's been 2,000 days since I had a drink. I used to drink to fit in. I used to drink to feel like I mattered. And at the end of my drinking career, I drank every day just to numb the wreckage and the disaster that my life had become. 2,000 days of recovery and sobriety. And I'm usually not one to talk about number of months or years or days. And I think a lot of that, if I'm going to be vulnerable, um, probably stems from the fact that I still have some shame and guilt from the person that I used to be. And so I don't like to talk about it because it's shameful to me. But I think this one's important. And this 2,000 days, I do want to share about, and I have a message for you. And first off, though, I just want to say thank you. And thank you to Christy Robertson Hamner, my counselor at Valley Hope in Cushing, Oklahoma. Christy, you saved my life. Um, I appreciate you so much. Along with Ray Brace and Debbie Dover, Kristen Mackey, Steve. There's just so many people there that I'm sure I'm missing some that just really helped save my life. I also want to say thank you to my brother Kerry, who had dropped me off at a nut house a few weeks before and made me so mad that I went on this huge bender. And even doing that, he still went to all the trouble to get me checked into a rehab and to come and get me and take me there. And so, Carrie, I thank you. I also want to say thank you to my mom and dad and Marcy for being my biggest fans, giving me my first Bible that I could actually understand, to get me started on my walk of faith. I want to say thank you to my children, Haley and Blake and Brady and Cam, for letting me back in your life, probably when I really didn't deserve to be. And I want to say thank you to Cindy, my wife, my best friend. I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for you and your love and your support and just your overwhelming generosity and heart. So to all of you guys and to everybody that has played a part in my 2,000 days, I just want to say thank you. But if there's one thing that I've learned from 2,000 days of sobriety is that we can't be the monkey in the cage. And that's a story that I've told my classes for a long time, even before I got help and got into recovery. And the story, real quickly, just is about a science experiment. And there's three monkeys in a cage, and there's a banana on the ceiling, and there's a ladder to get to it. And every time the dry monkeys go to get the banana, high pressured, very cold water is sprayed on them. So they learn that through that negative consequence to not go for the bananas. And so they eventually take a wet monkey out and they insert a dry monkey. And the wet monkeys, when the dry monkey goes for the banana, beat him. And they keep him from getting to that banana because they know the consequence. And they go through this repeatedly, taking the dry monkeys out and inserting the new dry monkeys. And then when they're all through with that, they've got a bunch of dry monkeys in this box who have been beaten up and face consequence, but still don't know the consequence of the pressure of the water and the cold water streaming on them when they go for the banana. And they're in this box and they want to go after that banana, their dreams, but they give up on it because they don't really even know why. It's just what they do around there. And I share that story in my classes, and I have for a long time, and when I speak sometimes, because way too often, and it took me being an alcoholic and being forced to lose every single thing that I had, to realize that I was that monkey in the cage. That for me, I went around using alcohol to fit in, to feel like I mattered, to fill a hole. And when eventually my life completely fell apart, I used it to numb that wreckage and disaster that my life had become. And I didn't even know it until it was too late. And there are so many of us, no matter whether we're an addict or an alcoholic or not, there's so many of us that are those monkeys in the box. To the food we eat in restaurants, to the music we listen to the clothes we wear, to the decisions we make in relationships. We do these things day after day, and we don't even know why we do them. we've given up on our dreams thinking that they're dead when really they're just dormant, because from an early age, we've been taught that you get an education and you go to school and you become something successful. And if you don't, you just try to survive and not die. But if you do, you send those kids to school and they do the same thing, and then you retire and you die. And we do this cycle over and over and over again. And we don't even know why we do it. It's just what we do around here. And so that's what I've learned in my 2,000 days. And I want to challenge you to not be that monkey in the cage. Start challenging yourself to see life a different way. Start challenging yourself to experience and live differently, to see people differently, for not who you think that they are, but for who they really are. But most importantly, take your mask off and stop being who you think everybody wants you to be. And stop seeing the person in the mirror who you've created from all these years of just being that monkey in the cage, and begin to see who you really are. Challenge the way you look at yourself. Find your faith. It's a hope that doesn't disappoint. Figure out what your why is. Because the 2,000 days of sobriety have taught me that with those things, I can live the greatest life imaginable. There's one thing that we've all been told at birth, that God whispered in our ear. And he said, hey, you're my greatest miracle in the world. That's one thing you need to hold on to. That's a truth. Start living that. Start living with faith. Start living with purpose. And let's start living life. That's what I learned in 2,000 days of recovery. I love you guys. Again, I want to say thank you to every single person that has helped me achieve what I've achieved so far. And I'm just going to keep doing as much as I can to love people and to impact people and to make a difference. You can do it too. And I hope that you do. Just stop being that monkey in the cage.